Welcome to L20. After graduating from Journalism 1, these students, affectionately known as Hubsters, must now periodically embark on the stressful but rewarding phenomenon known as the newspaper cycle. It begins, naturally, with story brainstorming. Hubsters divide into small groups, and the class comes up with stories for each section. News, features, op-ed, in-depth, entertainment, and sports, in turn. The editor for that section then deliberates with the editors-in-chief, then decides which stories will run in their section. Then come story assignments. The editors-in-chief go through each section, and Hubsters raise their hand. If they're called on in time, they get to claim the story they want. Stories go quick, so you have to raise your hand fast. Before interviewing, each section editor meets with each reporter who is writing for their section to see if they need any help with the story angle, ideas of people to interview, or with any other possible issue. The section editor gets a feel for how the story will look and in turn assigns either a graphic or a photo to the graphic artist and photographer who works for his or her section. Students then arrange interviews and get to work. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, stories are turned in, and section editors, then the copy editor, and then the editors-in-chief look over each story to make sure it's fit to be printed in the hub. Sometimes, an editor will teach a brief class or unit. During this issue cycle, the copy editor, who looks for problems with spelling, grammar, and consistency, is teaching the whole week about AP Style. AP Style is the standard style of writing that most U.S. newspapers use, and that sets the standard for how such things as dates, place names, and job positions are written. The whole cycle leads up to Layout Week. Section editors and editors-in-chief, along with photographers and graphic artists, begin working on the paper on Sunday. Section editors get to work placing the text on the pages of their sections. On Monday, section editors place photos and graphics along with some text on their pages. Then they print out pages for the editors-in-chief, the copy editor, and hub advisor Mrs. Wilkerson to look at. Editors, along with many graphic artists and photographers, work on the paper well into the evening. Tuesday is the big push. Today, each section should be almost completely finalized. Wednesday is the last day of layout. Editors stay after school until their section is finished. Once an editor believes that his or her section is done, that section's pages are printed out and put up on the whiteboard for review. After all sections are completed, the newspaper is on its way to the printers. After printing on Thursday, the hub class finally gets to see the final product on Friday. Of course, everyone gets excited, but there's still more work to do. After counting the paper into stacks of 30, groups of 3 grab pieces of paper with a few class numbers, then go out to distribute. Though it was hard work, the end reward is an excellent paper, and getting to see DHS students reading your work.